everyone, today we're going to be making one of my favorite childhood dishes. It's called wonton min, and that's the classic Hong Kong style dumplings that are made in a lot of Chinese households. I learned to make the wontons really early when I was small. My mom taught me how to do it. It's one of the actually first things I learned in the kitchen. And so we're going to start today by making the filling that's going to go into the wonton. We start off with about a 1/4 pound of ground pork. You just get this all grounded in the supermarket. That's fairly easy. Then you add in shrimp. I have about 7 to 8 small shrimps that I deveined and took off the shell, and then I minced it really finely. You can also put it in the food processor and pulse it a little bit. I like that taste of the shrimp, a little chunky, so that when you eat the wonton you actually know that there's shrimp in there, so that's always good. Then we also add in shiitake mushrooms. This is about 3 dried shiitake mushrooms. What I had to do was rehydrate them by putting it into boiling water with a little bit of soy sauce, and then you have to squeeze out the water when you're done with it. It's really weird, but that's the process. Then we have water chestnuts. Actually, the water chestnut is my favorite part of the wonton because it gives it that nice crispy taste when you're biting into it. So you can get it in the can. There's those small little cans. This is about half a can, or about, I guess, maybe half a cup of water chestnut. Now, you know, the ingredients that you put in, the measurements, is all really dependent on you, what you like. So if you like more water chestnut, you can put more in. But I think this will be about the good amount to give it that extra texture. Right, so we have that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of green onions. Just a sprinkle of it. Okay, and then we're going to season this. So what we're going to do is put a little bit of white pepper. This is ground white pepper. So about a teaspoon. Soy sauce, of course. About a tablespoon of soy sauce. And then sesame oil, which is one of the greatest thing I think to cook with, but it has a really nice fragrance, but you don't really want a lot of it, so just maybe about a teaspoon of it. And then finally we have Shaoxing wine, which is actually used a lot in Chinese cooking. In fact, my bottle is almost empty because I use it so often. And we're just going to put a dash of that. I'll just kind of give it a nice flavoring. And then finally, to put everything together, we're going to put 1 egg. Move this aside. And the egg is going to bind everything together, kind of hold it all together. I'm going to actually break it up a little bit before I add it in. Okay. So we add the egg. And then now we just mix everything up. And then just get all the ingredients together. Okay, so we're going to put together the wontons now. And all I did was go to the Chinatown market and bought these pre-made wonton skins, which, you know, I think is the best way to go. You get this whole pack, which again, you can freeze whatever you're not going to use. That's what I'm going to do because I'm not really going to make a lot of it. I noticed that when I went to buy the wonton skins that they have different sizes in terms of the thickness. So they have the really thin ones, and then they have this medium wrap, which is what I'm going to do because the thin one might be a little bit too hard for me to work with in this demo, so I thought I'll try the medium ones first. So it's just this square, and then it's not too big, so you know you're not going to really use a lot of filling. What's good to have when you're assembling your wontons is to get a bowl of water. You're going to need that water because that's going to be used to sort of glue everything together, sort of the borders. So you need that on the side. And then, of course, you have your filling that you made. So you get your spoon and grab your wonton skin. Doesn't really matter which side. I'm gonna use the side with the more of the flour because I'm gonna wet that and that's gonna seal it. So we get a little bit of filling. You don't want to pack it too much because then it's gonna break apart when it's cooking. So you want it just enough so that you get a nice sort of bite, but you also don't really overdo it. And again, when you make it, try to make it all the same size so it cooks evenly, all your wonton cooks at the same time. So here you put the filling right in the center. You get your end of your spoon and then you wet one corner. Then you fold it over and then press it together. And then you turn it around and then you put your finger here and then you fold it over to put these two sides together. So we have to wet the sides because that's the part that's going to be sealed together. And then you just press it together and here you have your little wontons. See how easy that was? Alright, so I'm going to do a little close-up demo so you can see again how we fold our wonton. We get our little skin, the little square. We put in our filling. Again, not too much. I would say probably like, I don't know what that is, maybe about a quarter size. Then we dip one edge. If you want, you could do the whole edge too, if you want to make sure it gets sealed. I get kind of lazy, so I just do the corner because that's the main part. But you could do the rest too if you want to make sure that the filling doesn't come out. What you want to do too is press it down to make sure that all the air gets out. Then you turn it around, you have it like this. We wet the corners because that's what we're going to put together. And then as we put the corners together, we press down, we press the corners together, and here we have our nice little wonton. Again, that looks like a nice Chinese ingot too. Let me make another one. Put the filling. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to boil these, and that's how I usually eat it. When you make a lot of wontons, what my mom used to do is she used to fry them, and that is like so popular because people love fried wontons because it's crunchy, you have the little filling. I don't eat a lot of fried stuff now, so I'm not going to fry these wontons. But you could do that if you want to. Just get a wok of boiling water, not water, boiling oil of course, and then you can fry them. They're really fast to fry. Just as long as it takes to cook it, about 2-3 minutes. The great thing about wontons is that when they're done, they just pop up. So it's like it tells you, I'm ready to eat, by just sort of popping up and saying, get me out of this hot bath. Alright. So we're going to be making a few of these for my wonton min. So we got some to go. But you get the idea, huh? So easy.